It is significant that the Ghost of Christmas Present shows Scrooge the two children he calls Ignorance and Want. Dickens is suggesting that the children are here in this present moment of time. Their appearance in the novella can therefore not be ignored. The children are described as wretched, abject, frightful, hideous, miserable. The word wretched shows that the children are incredibly unhappy and unfortunate. Abject means that they have no pride or dignity. Frightful connotes that their appearance is unpleasant and shocking. Hideous means extremely ugly, while miserable shows that they are unhappy. Dickens deliberately uses these adjectives to shock the reader. This is particularly effective due to Dickens's use of structure, as the reader has just read a detailed account of the cheerful Christmas festivities at Fred's, followed by Scrooge's whistle-stop tour around many homes, always with a happy end. The jarring change in tone created by the appearance of these children is completely out of sync with earlier celebrations. This is the sledgehammer blow that Dickens aimed to strike when he decided to write a novella instead of a pamphlet. The writer continues to use listing when he describes the children as yellow, meagre, ragged, scowling, wolfish. It's almost as if poverty has dehumanized them. The adjective yellow connotes illness, possibly caused by jaundice. The word meagre means lacking in quantity or quality, implying that the children are malnourished and undersized because they have not had enough food to grow properly. Ragged means that they are literally wearing rags, so they are woefully underdressed in the middle of winter. Scowling shows that they are frowning in an angry, bad-tempered way, while wolfish compares them to wolves, connoting that they are dehumanized and more like predatory animals than children. This idea is developed when Dickens describes them as monsters. The description of the children, which aims to shock, is based on Dickens's experience. In 1846, he published a letter on ragged schooling in the Daily News, in which he recorded his remembrances of a visit to Field Lane Ragged School in London. The name implies the purpose: they who are too ragged, wretched, filthy and forlorn to enter any other place, who could gain admission into no charity school, and who would be driven from any church door, are invited to come in here and find some people not depraved, willing to teach them something, and show them some sympathy, and stretch a hand out, which is not the iron hand of law, for their correction. Attendance at ragged schools was erratic, and Dickens in his letter noted that the system of education was imperfect. He criticised the frightful neglect by the state, i.e. the government, and appealed for more money to educate children and get them out of the cycle of poverty. We can almost hear Dickens's voice when the Ghost of Christmas Present declares, "They are man's, and they cling to me, appealing from their fathers. This boy is ignorance, this girl is want. Beware them both, and all of their degree. But most of all beware this boy, for on his brow I see that written which is doom, unless the writing be erased." To help us to understand the children's names, let's first return to Dickens's letter, in which he describes a crowd of boys. Huddled together on a bench about the room, and shown out by some flaring candles stuck against the walls, were a crowd of boys, varying from mere infants to young men, sellers of fruit, herbs, lucifer matches, flints, sleepers under the dry arches of bridges, young thieves and beggars, with nothing natural to youth about them, with nothing frank, ingenuous, or pleasant in their faces. Low-browed, vicious, cunning, wicked, abandoned of all help but this, speeding downward to destruction, and unutterably ignorant. Like Ignorance and Want, the boys are depicted as wicked devils. What is worse is their ignorance. They've not been educated. They do not know how to behave. Dickens urges his readers to visit ragged schools, saying they'll be shocked, pained and repelled by conditions there. In 1843, Dickens wrote to Angela Burdett Coutts, one of the wealthiest women in England. "In the prodigious misery and ignorance of the swarming masses of mankind in England, the seeds of its certain ruin are sown." Dickens suggests that ignorance leads to want. If people are educated and equipped with the skills to work, they'll earn honest money. The money will enable them to provide for their families, eliminating want. Education is therefore a tool to break the cycle of poverty. Dickens makes the important point that in a time when going to school was not compulsory for all children, the poor could only hope to climb out of poverty through education. Well, I hope you found this video useful. Everything I go through in this video series can be found in the second edition of Mr. Bruff's Guide to A Christmas Carol. The links are in the description. You can pick up a copy. Please do subscribe and like the video.